everyone. I'm Nag. Uh, so I've been using Ruby since 2009, built multiple products, uh, founded two startups, both powered by Ruby. Recently, with a team of Rubies, we are building Multiwoven. It's been close to a year. We started this project. Multiwoven is an open source reverse ETL platform. So just to set the context, ETL, there are tools that helps teams to bring data into the warehouse. So you must have heard of Airbyte, Fivetran. So there are multiple tools that helps to bring the clickstream events, the logs, or web click events into companies' data warehouses. So past few years, Databricks, Snowflake, or even Postgres have gained tremendous traction because companies want to consolidate and aggregate data into a single source of truth, which data warehouses are the one. So the fundamental problem that we saw was companies started ingesting huge amounts of data, and we saw proliferation of customer data into data warehouses. This could be your web and app events, or your survey events, or even tracking your SaaS click events, everything being dumped into your data warehouses. So what I saw in my previous job was when teams would come to me and ask for a particular data set. So I would have the marketing team ask me for the customer segments, or the sales team asking for the churned user segments. So it would always end up writing custom scripts and run those scripts using workers, and it would be a tedious job because we are dealing with 10 different tools like Salesforce or Braze, and the API contracts would change, and we had to maintain all of them. So that's when we decided to build something called Multiwoven that sits in between your data warehouses and your business tools. So helps teams to one-click connect to multiple data sources, and helps teams to kind of experiment faster by sending the data from warehouse to these business tools. So where we sit is when there is a need, when there's a clear need for data movement out. So we've been tracking multiple tools that solve for different purposes. So you have tools that solve for AIML. You have tools solving for data movement in, like Airbyte is one of my favorites, where it started helping teams to ingest data into the warehouses. While we start observing companies like high-touch sensors, more like SaaS tools, helping companies to kind of activate or move the data out of the warehouses, but we did not see a clear open source alternative to this. So that's when we decided to build Multiwoven and help teams to send this data to their favorite business tool. The architecture is quite simple. So we decided to keep a simple monolith repo where we had something called a control panel completely built using Ruby on Rails, the Multiwoven server, and a simple UI component powered by React component. And we decided to build a pluggable worker. So whether team wants to use Sidekick or the default temporal workers, so we would use that to create syncs so that the workers would send the data from the warehouse to business tools. So the architecture of the worker is simply to connect to a source, read data from the source, and write to the destination. And this would all happen with a cron job or scheduled workers. So building a platform that helps the data movement from warehouse to SaaS tools, I think the idea was simple, a simple business logic where we would have 4 simple active record models: the source, a data model where you can write SQL queries or dbt programs, your sink, your worker jobs, and your destination, your SaaS tools. So that's the simple 4-step process to move the data from warehouse to any business tool. So this is how the product looks. It's completely self-hosted. You can deploy on your VPC instance or Docker or Kubernetes. You would just come into the platform, just add your source. It could be your Databricks or Snowflake, and decide your models. You could write a simple SQL query, or you could write more advanced like dbt programs to create your custom logic. Then you would go ahead and decide your destination, where you want to send this data, and define the mapping. And once you do this and save it, your workers would kick in and start sending the data from source to destination. So we have just started kind of incrementally gaining traction. So we have a decent amount of contributors. We have hit 1.7K GitHub stars, and we are seeing some significant downloads. We would just welcome everyone to just try this out and join us on GitHub and try Multiwoven. Thank you.